Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer combat cards. Still towards the beginning of the current season of Ranked. For this match I'm going to be playing as Chaos, and I am running Abaddon the Despoiler. Someone requested that I play as Warlord. And I haven't really been playing as him recently. Honestly, he's not really the most fun Warlord to play as because his special rule doesn't do much until the very end of the match, once he's on the field. I have him at level 5, so he is pretty strong. And I'm going with a sort of thematic deck here. I've got the Black Legion bodyguards. I've got the Helldrake. This is a pretty fun one with Fear, just very strong. The Forged Fiend is another very powerful ranged unit with Big Game Hunter. Now, Big Game Hunter I'm not the biggest fan of. It's just a pretty situational trait, but this thing is pretty strong at level 8. The Obliterator got a slight boost to its range damage this season, and it has Barrage. And then the Pink Horror. There are a couple bodyguards that have all 3 attack types, and these actually combo a little bit better with Abaddon, I think, because his special rule, if you can get it to activate, increases the attack stats of all attack types. So the more attack types you have, the more overall stats you'll be gaining. And then finally, for 4 points, we've got the Shambler with Taunt. Always a great card to include. Alright, let's go ahead and deploy and see what the Black Legion is capable of. And it sounds like we are up against Necrons. Nemazor Zundrek, one of the stronger Necron warlords. He is quite popular in Ranked. He has a pretty strong special rule, which is split into 2 parts. I mean, the first part, which just randomly buffs the ranged or melee attack, is not too strong, but it's the second part that can prevent him from getting attacked, from taking damage from the first time. Once the warlord deploys, is actually quite strong. And we're running a pretty slow deck, so they will be taking the first turn with the initiative. I'm dropping down the Forged Fiend and the Obliterator. Now, Necrons do have a few popular, expensive cards that are, 40 or more points. So hopefully the Forged Fiend will get a chance to face off against one of those. Gonna drop down the Shambler on the first turn. Will take all of the damage from their melee attacks and still survive. Just barely. And it's never fun to be going for an attack when you've been debuffed to the max, but that is what we are doing. I'm pretty confident that Abaddon will be more of a match for Zundrek once he deploys to the field, so not too worried about taking the damage in the counterattacks here. Gonna drop down the Helldrake next, and I'll just put it across from the Canoptech Spider. The Fear from the Helldrake is reducing incoming damage from that card by 50%, so it is barely able to do anything. Okay, but the Obliterator. The Obliterator is actually getting very low on health. So then the question is, do I want to just deploy Abaddon next, or hold off? I think it kind of depends on what comes out on their end. They'll be deploying 2 more bodyguards here, and I think the Chronomancer will actually be able to kill off the Obliterator this turn. Okay, Legendary Overlord with Inspiring Presence, and that's at level 4. And they've got the Plasmancer. Yeah, that's right, the Plasmancer. That thing deals a pretty impressive amount of damage. They're going for the melee attack. Now the Overlord isn't able to do much again because of the Fear. You can see the Fear on the Helldrake is just really good. The thing is extremely durable. So at this point, we could go with, we're just going to go with Abaddon. Deploy him a little bit early. Furious Charge is going to take down the Chronomancer, and we can finish everything off here, I think. Actually, maybe not. May have been a little bit too optimistic there, but we'll still go with the ranged attack, and Zundrek will deploy next. Now, deploying Abaddon a little bit earlier like this, it's risky, because, in general, you don't want to be putting your Warlord out too early. But in this case, hopefully, he will survive. They've got this guy, if I can... Okay, there we go. The Void Dragon, an extremely powerful card, and they are actually going for the ranged attack. They're going to take down the Forged Fiend before it gets a chance to retaliate, and Abaddon taking quite a bit of damage. Zundrek retreating from the field and getting replaced by his bodyguard, but will it survive the Helldrake's increased attack? No, it doesn't. It just gets destroyed on the turn that it deployed. Now Zondrek's coming once again, outflanking for a second time. And at this point, this is where it's going to be nice to have that Helldrake. We're going to swap it over into the left-hand lane to face off against the Void Dragon. And we've got the Pink Horror. You can see it's getting buffed from Abaddon's special rule. And it actually has enough melee attack. So normally, I think it only has this. Its melee attack is in the single digits. It's extremely weak, but because of the multiple buffs, it's going to be able to finish off the Overlord. The Void Dragon has Big Game Hunter, so it'll be dealing a little bit more damage to the Helldrake. But we're going to go with the melee here. Once again, Abaddon's going to increase the stats on all of these guys. 38 damage from the Void Dragon, and the Pink Horror is now getting a pretty good attack with all three attack types. They are forced to go for the Psychic option, and they're still getting hit by the Pink Horror. And now we can finish off the game here. Now those are the stats on the Helldrake now after it's gotten buffed several times. Abaddon here, just ridiculous amounts of damage. So this is where Abaddon can be pretty fun. If you have the chance to deploy him a little bit earlier, you can get a lot of stacks very rapidly. But Abaddon has to be at a pretty high level, and it's not really a strategy that works, I think, in the upper tiers of ranked. He's just not, tough enough to survive the kind of stuff that the enemy's throwing at you. But early on in the season, it can work out. So there's some Abaddon with the Black Legion for you. Hopefully you enjoyed that. But let me know what you think of Abaddon, and if you think that his special rule should be changed. I know that the developers have kind of talked about sort of moving away from special rules that only are active when the Warlord is on the field. And that's what they did with Gloggerthrox the Foul. He used to only... his special rule only healed your units when Gloggerthrox himself was on the field attacking. And then they changed it so that it's active throughout the course of the whole battle. So I don't know if they're planning on doing that with Abaddon. I think they did mention that they were taking a second look at him. But yeah, let me know what you think of a special rule, if you think it's okay as it is now, or if you think it should be changed. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.